and welcome to Off the Handle, the show where we talk to some of the most interesting people that we follow on Instagram and get to know just who they really are on and off the handle. You can find us over on Instagram at Off the Handle. And coming to you from Gadigal land, I am your host, Rudy Rigg, and today on the couch we have none other than Jojo ASMR.
Hello, thank you for having me.
Thanks for coming on the show. I am so excited to get to know what ASMR even stands for. So perhaps, Joe, can we start there?
Yeah, absolutely. So ASMR stands for Autonomous Sensory Meridian Response. And it's just a long-winded way of sort of describing maybe that tingling sensation you felt, maybe when mum was combing your hair or someone would draw on your back or... I don't know, maybe someone told you a bedtime story. It can be just that nice sort of tingling sensation that you feel in the scalp or in your back or, yeah, it's just, I guess, a way to sort of feel good.
Okay, so it's like basically like it can be anything, right? Because I know like, you know, when people think of ASMR, they think of like, or like when you're talking about it now, it's like a sensory thing, right? So is that like any like senses that can like trigger this ASMR response?
Yeah, it's really just, like I said, sort of that weird, bizarre tingling sensation. Like, I don't know if you've seen one of those like scalp massager things.
Okay, they are literally amazing.
Yeah.
Okay, so
fantastic.
that's ASMR.
Yeah, it's sort of that like euphoric sort of weird, I guess, shivers that you might get. Yeah, that's the best way to describe it. But ASMR is, as a form of like content, I think is way more expansive. That's just the pure definition, I would say, of it.
Yeah. And how did you fall into doing ASMR? Because I feel like it is super niche.
Yeah, I think my first ASMR experience probably was when I was a kid in preschool. Like, I think my teacher was just reading a book and like turning the pages like slowly. And I just remember feeling just really relaxed, very just calm and stuff like that. I think how I stumbled into ASMR though, in terms of from a content perspective, was probably in high school. I, like every other teenager, wasn't going to bed. And so I just looked up a video to fall asleep. And then I stumbled across my first ASMR video and I just fell asleep, I guess.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
So like how long ago was that? Because I feel like we've seen an incredible boom, you know, thanks to people like yourself who are making ASMR content now. But like that wouldn't have been like a year ago, right?
Yeah, I would say ASMR really started late in the 2010s. I made my first ASMR video in the 11th grade in high school.
What?
On Christmas Day.
Like, what?
Yeah.
Hold on.
So I've been doing this for about, it's like, I'm 25 now.
Okay.
So about 8 years I've been doing this whispering.
Wow. So you've been like 8 years a professional whisperer. Like,
Yeah.
yeah. Okay.
There you go.
Can you give me like a great, like how, if I was to produce a perfect ASMR whisper, like what would I need to do?
Oh, wow. What would I say? I would say that I think one of the things I've learned over my years of doing it is like using silence and pause and, you know, taking your time and stuff like that.
Even talking about that
Yeah.
makes me feel uncomfortable.
I know. It's like we live in such a loud, dynamic world where everyone needs to be stimulated. So I think as I've become more familiar with ASMR, it's like I want to slow down and let each word sort of have its impact, I suppose. So, you know, just how you would comfort, I don't know, like maybe if you have a close friend or someone like that, you would just slow down, take it easy, you can whisper. Whatever it is. Sorry.
No, you're fine. I feel like I mean, personally, I feel like I can speak for people who have struggled to not grasp the concept of ASMR from like is this freaky or is this not freaky perspective, which is a can of worms we don't need to go into. But I'm coming from the perspective of like, you know, something about it puts me in fight or flight.
Yeah.
Do you find people say that?
Yeah, it's definitely, I've found it's quite polarizing. So people either love it or they can't stand it.
Yeah.
It's like the sound, it's like people reacting to the sound of hearing other people chew food.
Yes.
Like they just can't stand it.
Yeah.
But then it's also one of the most successful genres of YouTube, which is like the eating shows. So
Yeah.
I guess to each their own.
I mean, I guess so. What's your favorite thing about it?
Gosh, I think what I love most about ASMR, creatively speaking, is it's so limitless. So as long as I'm quiet, I can really do whatever I want. So that's why I think I haven't, I've been able to do this for so long, is because as long as I'm whispering or I'm paying attention to not being loud, I can, pretend I'm acting out a scene as a doctor or doing a barbershop video or just whispering or, playing a video game and being quiet. So it's really the creative sort of toolbox you can do is fantastic. And that's what I find most exciting about ASMR.
Was ASMR the first kind of content that you made?
No, I remember, I think ever since I was a kid, I would pick up my dad's camera, I'd run around the house, I'd film all sorts of just silly stuff with his camera. I think being a content creator has always been my dream job ever since for as long as I could remember it. And ASMR wasn't the first thing that I ever did. I started doing like every other 12-year-old in high school, I did a Minecraft gaming channel.
Did you?
Yeah. And I made about a solid 1,000 videos just of me playing Minecraft.
That's really sweet.
So there's really good foundations set the building blocks there.
Yeah.
And then after that, I sort of pivoted into a commentary sort of channel where I would just talk like I am right now, just about internet political drama and stuff like that. And then all of a sudden I went into ASMR. So I've been all over the internet.
Yeah.
And so it just so happens that this is sort of stuck, which I'm really grateful for.
I saw recently that you did a piano recital video. Do you play piano?
Yeah, so obviously Asian mom. And so I originally intended on being a classical pianist and being a music teacher and, doing content creation and being a full-time content creator was really my dream job. But originally I intended to be, a trained musician but I was just so lucky and fortunate that, my content creation stuff really started to take off. And so I did a full-time bachelor's degree at the University of Sydney at the Conservatorium for classical piano.
No way.
So
that's incredible.
Yeah, fun little fact.
Yeah. And do you feel like you want to keep that separate to your content? Obviously, aside from the piano recital video, do you want to keep music separate to your, I guess, content that you make?
Yeah, I think ASMR and music are sort of intertwined in a lot of ways because it's all about, creating those cadences and whether it's, musically or in an ASMR context to sort of help someone relax. I think it's quite relevant how they overlap.
I never thought about it that way.
Yeah, because there's this one guy, he's been doing ASMR. He's one of the original ASMR artists. I met up with him. He lives in the Gold Coast. And I went and filmed with him and he was just sort of, it was like doing a masterclass in ASMR, and this guy's 50 years old, shaved head, Master Shifu vibes.
No!
And he was just teaching me about the science behind ASMR and how it's quite linked to music.
Okay.
And it was mind blowing.
So you have a really strong, I guess, shtick. It's ASMR. That's all we kind of see on your Instagram, for example. Is there anything that you will never ever put online?
Oh, wow. Probably me just screaming. I would most likely not do.
Okay, that's fair.
Actually, that's a lie. I have already done that.
Wait, hang on.
So I had someone for about a year just ask in every one of my comments in any video I would post anywhere. They would just say, "Can you please scream into the microphone?" And then people started to notice this. And then just every comment in every video would be that. So then one day I rented a studio. We made it professional. And I just walked in. I just screamed and I left. And that was the whole video.
That's a commit to the bit moment.
Yeah,
okay.
for sure.
Was it just a single scream?
Yes, it was just one. Oh, yes. And the second I inhale. And then when I scream, it just cuts to me in a Shrek costume. And I've just screamed my lungs out. And then the video just ends.
Okay, that is iconic.
There you
Firstly, very cinematic.
Yes, very cutesy.
What was the response?
People would just then say, "Hey, I know this might be a lot to ask, but can you please scream into the mic?" They would just ask it. It's as if I didn't even just do it. So I'm just getting trolled on all corners. So
I mean, I love
win.
that. I love that. Your community is one. It is legion.
Yeah, they do love. I'm a bit of a goofer, a bit of a gaffer, like some laughs. So I understand the pitter patter
Yeah.
And I like having fun with my audience and stuff. And, you know, I get it. So
I
I'm
love
so down to
that.
be clowned on. I'm down to be memed on. It's all part of the gig.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I love that so much. Has there been? Surely that can't be like the only time they've done that.
What else
though.
is there? Yeah, just like people asking. Like I had another guy for about a year straight asking me to role play as Shrek and just do like a Shrek ASMR role play.
What?
Or this one was terrible. Especially the thing I love about Instagram and like Instagram Reels is
Yeah.
its comment section is different from all the other platforms because you can actually post GIFs.
Yes.
So
it's
like
so good.
it's I don't know if it's for the better or for the worse, but it's hilarious.
It's for the better.
I
I
think
love
so
a
too.
GIF. I'm like a staunch GIF user.
People are so creative with their GIF comments on Instagram.
Yeah.
Like my favorite ones are when people are dancing and then they'll post a GIF of like a hamster dancing in time with the video. It's so funny.
It's so funny and satisfying.
Yeah.
Like,
One of the most requested GIF comments I had, it would just be some guy holding like a bottle of olive oil and he would just be like handing it to you.
what?
So then everyone just started asking for me to oil up, which take that for as you
Okay.
will.
Okay.
And then this went on for about 7 months where I could not post anything without having people asking for me to oil up.
Yeah.
So like I did some like live stream content where it was like 20,000 people watching me just pour a bottle of olive oil
Oh,
onto myself.
Joe.
Here, you just hold this.
Okay.
And we
Oh.
even turned it into like one of those Sigma edits.
No, you didn't.
Like there's no music you can see, but you can obviously see like when the olive I literally poured I could not
Ew,
see for
ew.
about 2 hours.
No. Oh my God.
The
Wait.
shower was terrible. And then it cuts to some edit.
And this is the edit that
Yeah.
the Sigma edit?
Yeah.
Oh my God. So you did, because in that reel, like you only really see you pour the oil for like 2 seconds and then it cuts to this like fan edit you made of yourself, which I'm
Okay,
not
it
gonna
wasn't
judge
myself,
you.
my teammate, all right?
Okay. You got the final say on that, Joe. So I don't want to hear it.
Okay.
But like you committed, like while it wasn't in the video itself, like you actually did like pour 2 liters of oil.
It
which
was
is-
terrible, and I nearly destroyed my entire studio, so probably would not recommend doing that again.
Did you put a drop sheet down?
We put like about 12 towels, and then none of the towels were usable after, so
No.
it was just a bad experience.
Okay. It was worth it though, right?
I think so. I think I definitely was a character development arc
yeah.
in my story.
I love that. I'm kind of scared about what's going to come next if that was.
Yeah, I'm terrified. That sort of content that I'm talking about is completely different to the strict ASMR, like to help you relax and fall asleep. It's way more. It's honestly just comedy at that point, which just so happens to be me whispering as well. And I think I really enjoy that. It helps me with, my pushing and working my creative muscle and to not sort of suffer that burnout that a lot of creators, go through if you do a gaming channel and you're just known to play one game, eventually you're going to get bored and then it's hard to pivot and do something different. But like I said, for ASMR, I can, do a serious, soft-spoken video. I can do a role-play video, or I can pour oil on myself in front of 20,000 people.
Well, can we workshop that? Like,
Yeah, for
actually, because
sure.
I would love for you to teach me how to do ASMR right
Great.
now.
Yeah,
Is that
alright.
okay? Can
Yeah,
we do
for
that?
sure. We can.
Okay. Have you
absolutely.
prepared stuff?
I have brought some goodies that I can show.
Okay, let's get them out.
All right,
Bring them
sure.
out.
I will grab those out.
Take your time. This is very exciting for me.
Okay, so some of these, my laughing emoji pillow died, so I'm gonna put them back here.
I thought you said your LARPing emoji. I'm like, sweetie, that's not an axe.
So I did bring some very cutesy things, which you're gonna love.
Okay, love
Some of
this.
these are more like fidget toys, I'll be honest, because a lot of this I use in my Instagram reel sort of content. Yeah, it's really weird, like when I do shorter form content versus longer form content and how it's totally different. But regardless, I did bring some good things, so you can just sort of muck around with these, see
Okay.
what you enjoy most.
Okay.
And let me know. So first you have bubble wrap. No one really cares. This is actually quite cool. So what we have here, I think this is what our parents must have used back in the day when we didn't have phones. So like, I could just stare at this forever. So you sort of wind it up like this.
Oh, stop. Okay.
and then- isn't that cool?
That's very satisfying.
I could just do this all day. Here.
Because
give it a go.
is ASMR, thank you, is ASMR like is there a visual element to it? Like, I mean, you brought in stuff that are like quite highly visual.
Yeah, I think so. Honestly, I agree. Yeah, it's weirdly visual for sure.
I mean, I feel like there's a level of hypnotism with that you kind of
Exactly.
require. Okay, so how do I just spin it?
So you just, yeah, you're gonna have to finick, like, you sort of have to finick around a little bit with it. Nice.
That was so fun. Okay, hang on, I'll do it again. I can understand why, like, ASMR, is it ASMR artists or ASMR
They
artists?
saw ASMR artists, but whatever.
Okay, ASMR artists, I can understand why some of them find it so easy to sit for like hours on a live,
Yeah.
you know, because it's like you get the same almost satisfaction, right?
It's true.
Yeah,
it's true.
Okay, I'm going to do this one more time and then we can move on.
Okay, sure. Oh.
That was a strong one.
That was a strong one.
I love this. I just want to. Part of me wants to break it, so I'm gonna pass
I think
it
it's
back
like,
to you.
yeah, it's like letting the intrusive thoughts win.
Yeah.
Like, all of this stuff. So, one of the things I personally really like is water-based sort of ASMR sounds.
Yep.
I just have always found like water really relaxing and stuff like that, and
Yep.
really healing. So we have an hourglass here, and we have, this is sort of like I think it's like a massage roller. But both of these sound great. Here,
Okay.
I'll give you this one. This is
Thank
definitely the
you.
more fun one.
All right, I've got the hourglass. It does match my t-shirt today, so thanks for thinking of me. No, I'm joking. Okay, so we're gonna just tip it over.
You can tip it over. You can also like tap with your nails on the glass. I think one of the cool things of ASMR, you can like find all sorts of different sounds of the same object. So just around with that. You can also like turn it upside down and tap on it at the same time as it's turning, and you'll notice the sound actually changes.
Okay.
And tap at like the other, and then if you turn it as it's like, see?
This is amazing.
Yeah.
Okay, this is very satisfying.
So it's all about just like discovering sounds and just like noticing how sounds change when you do certain things. So yeah.
It's a very thoughtful process.
Yeah. It's just a lot of like me just sitting in a dark room and just like tapping on random stuff for like hours.
Do you find it very like meditative?
Yeah, for sure. It's quite yeah, you just sort of like lock in and zoom in, and it's just all like really quiet.
Yeah, I feel that way because when you say that you did gaming content, and I will pass this hourglass back to you.
We'll do a trade.
Thank you. When you said that you did gaming content, I feel like initially I thought, wow, that's really different. It's very like high stimulus scenario to be in. But I think number one, it was Minecraft. I mean, to be fair, that can be stressful. But number two, I was like, no, it's kind of it's meditative in a way. Like even watching, like, you know, I watch a lot of gaming content. It's like in a way you are still locked in. You're still like absorbed into a world, and I feel like ASMR does the same thing.
Yeah,
Do you find that?
Yeah, I think Minecraft especially is quite a, you know, it's quite a relaxing game. It's not that high stimulating. I mean, it can be, but it's not like a first-person shooter game, for example, which I don't think I could really make ASMR stuff with.
I'm just about to take my team around this corner. Like,
Yeah,
you can't do it. Yeah.
With Minecraft, you can just like build stuff, and you can like, it has great sound. Like one of my most popular, I think, pieces of content I made was I changed all of the sounds in the game.
No way.
I recorded a ton of different like sounds with all of my props, and then I replaced the sounds in Minecraft with my audio recordings.
Like within like did you just mod it?
Yeah.
Oh my
exactly.
God.
So I modified all like the audio files in the game.
No
and
way.
That was a lot of fun, and people really loved that.
How long did it take you to do that?
It took my team like a month, like, because there's like thousands of sounds we realized quickly, and so yeah, that was it.
Did you make that mod available? Like, can people, or would you do that?
It's incomplete.
Yeah.
So we're gonna finish all of the sounds, and then hopefully, release it.
Oh my gosh, that's so fun.
Yeah.
That's a great
Sound
great
pack.
project. Yeah, sound pack. Yeah. Because I'm thinking like ASMR is not Foley work. It's not, you know, but could you see yourself like, you know, later in your career transitioning into like doing Foley work for film and TV?
Yeah, for sure. Like I said, even when I was a kid, I would always, you know, take my dad's camera and film stuff. I've always been really interested in directing and producing and being behind the camera and being in front of the camera. So it's definitely, I'm very open-minded. Like, I have no idea how long I'll be lucky enough to be able to do what I'm doing. So just riding the wave and see what happens.
I mean, you clearly know what you're doing, and particularly if you are, tapping into a community that is like 15, almost, well, verging on almost 20 years old. Like, there is so much to learn, and it's
sure.
amazing that you're able to connect with other people and get them to share knowledge. I think that's really special and really important. Can I ask something more of you, because I feel like I've gotten you to get up once and get these out, but every single episode we get our guests to bring a special item, something that means a lot to them, and I'm wondering now what you've brought in fast.
Yes, let me grab that because I think you're gonna love this.
Eee.
All right. This, like we were just talking about visual stuff, and I think this is taking it probably to the next level. So these are like articulated fingers that I got custom made. They actually are scripted to my hand size, so I'm sorry if this doesn't really fit your hand as well.
I feel like we have similar hands.
Yeah, maybe. These are, I don't know, like I saw some guy online use these, and I'm like, I have to buy them.
Yeah.
So I bought these during COVID, and it took about 7 months for me to get them, but it was so worth the wait.
Yeah.
And I think these are really used for like cosplaying and for like costumes and stuff like that.
Yeah. So what made you buy them?
I just really like, I think what we were talking about, visual stuff, and it just really resonated with me, and the fact that I got to have them fit to my hands, and these are the only ones that really exist, like this precise pair of hands. So
Okay.
yeah, give this a try.
Thank you. Is this a left or a right?
That is a righty.
Okay, cool.
Give that a go. I'm gonna get mine on. Again, sorry if it doesn't exactly.
No, thank you for bringing these in. Don't apologize.
You're welcome.
This this feels
There you
really
go.
intimate.
Yes, I feel like I'm Jack Skellington.
Yes. Okay.
Beautiful. All right, and then you hold it up and you can wave to the camera. Hello?
It feels wrong, Joe. I can't.
Come on. There you. You're doing great. You gotta wave.
Okay. Okay, I'll commit to the bit.
All right. Lovely.
I love this. Okay,
Yes.
part of me loves it, which is why I'm so like, I don't know why I'm embarrassed.
You can give a thumbs up. You can point. You can do other things which I won't do. You can.
Peace.
Yeah, you can peace sign.
This is really weird because I think you forget, like when you're wearing these, you kind of forget that they are matching what you're doing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's so realistic, like all the joints.
Yeah.
I just want to walk around just outside, just with these on, and just see what people would say.
I
Just
mean-
with no context, just, hey, how's it going?
Would you put like a glove? Like, would you?
Yeah, maybe that's what I need to do to really
Yeah.
sell it. Just go order like a coffee. Like, hey, can I get a 1 cappuccino, please?
This is giving
it's a lot.
sports anime.
Yeah. It's,
Yeah, it's a basketball anime. So do you use these in your content a lot?
Yeah, I especially in the more visual stuff. In my shorter form content, like on Instagram Reels, I'll want to, do something because, you have to hook the viewer in and
Yeah.
draw them in.
Wait. Hook them in.
Yeah, exactly. You got to hook them in.
Yeah.
So I, like to use some of the more visual sort of things
Yeah.
to really get their attention. So,
This is amazing.
Yeah.
Would you get another pair? Like, would you? It's like people who get their nails done, like, will start with like a really short length of nail,
It's
and then they're like,
true.
oh yeah, I'll just go longer next time. Like, are you just gonna get another?
I think
set
you
that
can get them in all sorts of different colors, all different sorts of sizes. So it's definitely something I will look into. But these have a special place.
Oh my gosh.
One of my favorites for sure.
Okay, well, I'm gonna stop sweating into them.
Sure.
I don't want you to have to sanitize for days. Thank you so much
You
for
are
letting
so
me try that.
welcome.
That really, you really sent me with that, and I appreciate it. And I love that you have them. And now I just want to find all of the videos that you use them in. So I really
Yes.
appreciate you bringing that in.
You're so welcome.
So has there been any like unexpected surprises that have popped up for you having, made such niche content?
Yeah, I think what's really interesting, I have a few examples. I would say the first being that obviously the mainstream will come across ASMR, and then I'll randomly find out that I've cameoed in a Stephen Colbert segment or in a Bill Maher segment. And
What?
it's just, my dad will just message me and he said, have you watched Stephen Colbert? I'm like, no, Dad, I have not. And he said, you were on it. And I'm like, that's pretty cool. So,
Was I when?
yeah. Another, I think most recently, this was about about a month ago, Mr. Beast was in Sydney and he
Yeah.
was giving away tons of like cars and Lamborghinis and stuff like that. And so you had to scan the QR codes on these chocolates on his Feastable bars to
Yep.
be able to go in the chance of winning it. And so I went to my local Woolworths. I think I bought like $2,000 of chocolate bars. And then someone from the Daily Telegraph saw me and then they were like, we didn't know you were in Australia this whole time. Would you like to come in and do an interview? And then even though I did not end up winning the Lamborghini, they wrote a whole story about me on the Daily Telegraph and I was in the news and then I was on the radio and it was just really interesting how even though that wasn't really what I was expecting to happen, just you never know what life is going to throw you, I guess, in those
Yeah.
like later this year, I'll be going to the US where I'll be collaborating with some pretty big, just non-ASMR internet creators.
Yeah.
And
Oh, can you share who?
yeah, one of them is Moist Critical. I don't know if you know him.
Yes.
Yeah, he's great.
No way.
Yeah, so I'm flying over to Florida, which I've never been. It's a long flight, and we're gonna do some ASMR together.
Dude, that's so cool.
And hopefully the other one, which is most likely going to happen, is Ludwig in LA.
Hang on,
So,
stop it.
yeah.
I'm literally sitting next to a celebrity
Oh
right
no,
now.
I'm a boaster.
Dude, that's so cool.
Thank you. No, they're
Wow.
great. They're like super nice and they're fantastic. So
Wow.
really lucky.
What do you want to do? Like, but you know, like between Ludwig and Moist Critical, what ASMR are you gonna like pitch to them?
Well, I think it's just, gosh, that's a great question
Yeah.
because I haven't really thought about it just yet. But I think it's trying to tailor, stuff that they're interested into and trying to make it into ASMR. So I know like Charlie or Moist Critical, he's really into like trading card games like Yu-Gi-Oh! And One Piece and like Pokemon and stuff like that. So I've brought like some Pokemon cards that we can like unbox
yeah,
together
yeah.
and just like trying to make it more tailored and personalized towards him and Ludwig and stuff like that.
Yeah.
With, being an Australia and Oceania creator, it's hard because a lot of creators live in the US or live overseas in Europe or in wherever, and it's challenging because sometimes I want to do these collaborative projects, but I live so far away. So it's nice to be able to travel.
Yeah,
once in a
it
while.
is. And it's so good now that like, it's so easy to like message someone and DM someone and be
Yeah.
like, hey, and like I guess spark like a connection there because otherwise, yeah, it is like what you're going to send a letter in the mail or like send an email address to like
Send it by Al.
yeah, send it Al. Yep, that's it. Like get their little claws. Yeah. Anyway, like it's kind of it's. I think it's so good because like yeah, you can just like hit someone up and be like, hey, like like. Do you want to do this? I can fly out, or like, are you coming to Australia? Like, blah blah blah. And I think that is really cool that you're able to like connect in that way, and also like connect with people who aren't doing ASMR themselves.
Yeah, I think that's like one of my, I guess my biggest goals like is to just sort of bring ASMR more into the mainstream and see how far I can push the genre and, having, getting to see your favorite creators do ASMR and seeing them forced to have to be quiet is so fun and
Yeah.
hilarious.
Yeah.
So I really do enjoy bringing ASMR to non-ASMR communities and, having fun with them and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so excited for you. That's going to be
Thank
so
you.
good. Well, thank you so much for coming off the handle with me, Jojo.
Thank you so much for having me. It was an honor to be here.
Thank you. And now, if you do want to find Joe, you can head over to Instagram and find him at
It's Jojo_ASMR_. 99% sure of that. Yeah.
I mean, if you type in Jojo
Yeah, you'll find
ASMR to the Explore page, you will come up 100%. Thank you so much. And if you want to check out Off the Handle on Instagram, you can, of course, head over to @OffTheHandle and find us there. But until next time, I have been your host, Rudy Jean Rigg, and you have just flown off the handle.